Stano, thank you for allowing me to come down, brother.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for coming.
Just been chatting to the youngers. How they're starting their journey now. So, how did your journey start for you?
At the age of 11, started senior school and had a bit of a rough time and got into boxing.
Yeah.
And from there on, I went on to box for England, won national titles, and unfortunately come to sort of the end of boxing at the age of 21, and then got into MMA.
Yeah. So how long was your amateur career and how long did that span?
Amateur boxing?
Yeah.
Till I was about 17.
Right.
I won schoolboy national title, junior national title, went to represent England. I was meant to go to the Junior Olympics and he sort of let me down, picked someone else in front of me when I was champion.
That happens quite regularly, doesn't it?
And I sort of fell out of love with it then, sort of put my life into it and it didn't work out, so I sort of packed it in.
That surprises me that as well, because you do a lot of grappling tournaments and stuff as well, don't you? So that's a bit of a surprise to me, that.
Well, I got into MMA, was a boxing coach for a long time, training young pros. And an MMA fighter asked me to pad him at the MMA gym and seen him wrestling and sort of fell in love with wrestling and grappling. And
love it. So growing up in Huyton, tell us a bit about that. It's got a reputation, and I'm from Salford, so it's a similar reputation.
It's rough, but when you're from there, you don't know any different, if that makes sense. I grew up in Bootle originally, so I was about 12, 11, and I moved to Huyton from there. Bootle was even rougher. So, you know, we talk about knife crime then. Now, like back then, I had knives pulled out of me, and because I was boxing, and I was boxing to protect myself, made things worse. I wasn't the answer fighting, and I teach these kids here, like, fighting doesn't solve nothing. No. You just pull a blade out and try and use that when you can fight.
Absolutely. So, when you was growing up and obviously you was into the boxing and stuff, did you have any like sort of combat sports heroes? Who did you grow up on?
Over in the corner there, we've got Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali on the wall, and that's who I studied as a kid. I went through a phase of Muhammad Ali when I started off, and then changed my style and started focusing on Tyson. And from that, I just went on a massive killing spree and knocking everyone out. Yeah, I did. I done really well as a young lad. I just destroyed everyone. But it got to the point when I was boxing that I couldn't get in any local fights. Right. So the only boxing fights I actually got was for England, because I had to sort of beat everyone and knock them out. So I didn't want to fight you again. Then when England sort of went a bit tits up, then I couldn't get no fights, and that's when I sort of stopped boxing.
Right. So with that said, so what do you reckon now, looking back now you're a bit of a veteran, what's your best memories?
Winning the world title,
Cage Warriors world
title, and I think winning my schoolboy national boxing title, because I was always an underdog even as a kid growing up. I wasn't the typical fighter. I was a nice lad, and everyone always said you're never going to be nothing. And I sort of trained that hard that it come true. So it is boss memories.
Well, I sort of knew that anyway, because I seen the Cage Warriors clip where you got emotional speaking about it, like when it, like you and your dad and blah blah. Do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable. So saying that with the best memories, what's the worst?
I don't think I've always done well off my losses. You know, I hate losing. You know, unfortunately, I've just lost the middleweight title. I didn't think I lost it. Unfortunately, I had staph infection the week before. I was on antibiotics, so that's the reason I gassed so bad. No one knows that though, but I'm alright. I took the loss and I'm moving on to bigger and better things. But I've always worked harder when I lose. I've always put things right, so I haven't really got a bad memory. I've never been hurt, I've never been knocked out. I've just lost, so I haven't got a bad memory really.
So these lads, the youngsters and the community, what does this place mean to you?
Well, I opened a fighting academy because I was at a different gym for a long time, and I wanted to do things the way I was taught. But I've realised, unfortunately, that kids are different now. I've had to, these kids, some of these have been with me about 3 years since I've opened the gym, and I've got to teach them how to be athletes first before they can be fighters. Now, some of them have just had their first amateur MMA fight, and they've done amazing, and they're accredited to the gym, and they've gone through senior school and be able to handle themselves, because they've all gone to senior school and someone's put it on them a little bit, you know what I mean? And lucky enough, they just diffused the situation, no one's got hurt, and they're okay. You know, they're lovely kids. Kids are different now.
Yeah,
they're soft,
yeah, they are.
And to make champions, I've got to make them tough. And it's been, like I said, there's only about, this is the advanced kids class, there's only like 12. In the beginners class, there's 30 or 40. Very few can come into this class because I train them like adults, like fighters. And it takes a long time to get them to that stage. It takes 2 or 3 years to get them to the point where they can spar. Because the nice kids, they're not used to getting hit. When I grew up, got beat up, I got jumped on the corner every weekend.
Fighting all the time. Do you think life skills are a big important part of it as well?
I think so, yeah. I think so. I think I'm making them tough, I'm making them strong. And it has to change. They're amazing kids and respectful as well.
Absolutely. The last year, 2023, obviously winning middleweight title, avenging your loss against James Webb, and finishing it on unfortunate loss to Belander. What's your highlight of? I know it's going to be the middleweight title, but what is your main highlight for you in 2023?
2023, I think it was beating Webb because he had a great camp. Everyone went well. The Curry fight, I had a terrible camp. You know,
I remember you saying that to me when we spoke.
It was a bad camp. It was like everyone, but I got the win. It didn't feel like I was a champion because I wasn't happy with my performance. So going into the Webb fight, everyone was spot on. And I remember my coach saying to me, Mick, you called the huyton MMA, you don't hit anyone no more, you're a wrestler. So I said to him, I promise I'm going to knock him out. Do
you know what? It was one of the best one-round fights I've ever seen in my life. It was unreal.
And I knew I had to go through that. I knew he was a big lad. I knew he was dangerous. I knew I was going to have to take a bit of a beating. I thought he was going to take me down, I'm being honest, I did. But, you know, he tried to knock me out and you know, them hands are always there and I got that knockout.
You've already touched on it already, but like coping with losses and advice that you'd give?
Don't give up. Everyone gives up.
I love that.
Don't give up. You've got to love the game. I think a lot of young fighters now are doing it to be someone, and Instagram and social media's got a big part to play in it because people are so upset about not winning. I'm not bothering me. You know, as long as I don't get hit, and I never have been, because you know I've got a good fight IQ. I hate losing. But I've always used my losses. I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't lose so much. Because I've always trained hard and I moved gyms and I found out a way to win and fight. I got into MMA because I wanted to test myself and never ever thought I'd be a champion. I just thought, I watched him and I went, I want to fight him. I want to see how I do against him. And that's what I do. See all these amazing fighters. I want to test myself against them.
That's what it's all about, mate. It's not about padding your record in mixed martial arts, is it, like boxing?
It's getting better. All the amateurs are fighting good amateurs. Now it is getting better. For a long time there was a lot of journeymen in the game fighting and it's, you know, people are, but I've got a lot of good, you know, adults in the gym and they're scared of taking that step to compete because everyone's scared of losing or embarrassing themselves. But I think once you find out that no one cares, as soon as you've had your fight and got out, it's over.
I think that's how more respect is earned, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So obviously, up and down 2023, but you won a world title, and like we touched on before, the emotion in the Cage Warriors video with that meant the absolute world to you. So 2024, brother, what is the plan?
I've just signed a deal with a big show. I don't think I can release anything yet.
I've got an idea who it is. I've got an idea who it is. They're making waves over there at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah, and you know they're looking after fighters.
They are, absolutely, and they're paying well as well.
And I'm going to have 3 fights. Yeah. I'm going to go for that title.
Go on.
I haven't shown nowhere near as much as I've got so much more to give to the sport. Like I'm 36. I feel amazing, and I'm competing against the best of the best.
Absolutely.
I've got more to show. I know I can do better, and I'm working harder than ever to do it.
I love that. Well, when we spoke after the Webb win in London, you said about the names on your record, so that just proves it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And going into 2024, like you can throw you in with anybody.
Definitely.
Top 5 ranks straight away.
I just wanted to fight the best. And I'm lucky enough I kept winning and I got it right, and you know I went to welterweight, I went to middleweight, I went back to welterweight. It was trying to find the right way, and it's all about skill and learning and spending hours on the mat with my coach Darren Morris changed my life.
Absolutely, it's all about skill and you finding your way and stuff. Let's talk a little bit about the plant-based diet. How did you find that, and have you gone referred back to meat now?
I did for the last 12 months. I want to it's getting a fine line, isn't it?
Yeah.
I put a lot of body fat on when I eat too much meat. I don't slip my body fat enough, but it's getting the right mark with protein. I went totally plant-based at one stage, and that's when I went to welterweight. My physique changed terrible. I lost all my muscle mass when I fought Webb the first time. Sort of introduced eggs and fish to my diet, and that was the best I've been. I've gone back on meat. My cardio's not as good as it used to, and my physique's not as good. I'm a bit more chubbier now, so I'm gonna go back to sort of eggs and fish and see where that takes me. Just finding the right balance.
Of course, it is. I bet Christmas didn't help me either, did it,
No,
brother?
it didn't. I put about £10 on over Christmas, and sort of wish I'd never done it now.
It's alright. But just to finish, legacy. When all's said and done, hopefully no time soon, how do you want to be remembered?
I'd love to be remembered as one of the British greats. You know, I know I'm not going to go UFC. I've never had that in me. I don't go all that way. I'd like to be one of the British greats and a pioneer for the sport. Unfortunately today, ASW Jack Mountford, 84 years old, my coach's coach, he passed away today.
I know I was going to touch on that at the end. Atherton based.
He passed away today, and
my condolences to everybody affiliated with it.
It's sad, isn't it?
It is.
But you know what the beautiful thing is? I'm passing on what I've been taught by Darren. Darren's been taught by. I'm passing on to these in a different part of the country. You know, 40, 50 years later. How amazing is that? So I want to have that. I want to be able to pass the knowledge on and people remember it. And I think Jack, was ASW, wanted to live forever.
That's what legacy is all about. And if you can continue that for generations and generations, you've done it.
You've got to do it because you love it. Because you love it. And you want to help people, and that's my goal. Just to leave me mark and be champions. Hopefully, some of these are the ones who are going to. 5 years time, we're going to be superstars. They love it. So,
any of these youngsters on the Kingdom card coming up February?
I think we're on the Raw show.
On the Raw, yeah.
Show. I've just weighed them today, so what it looks like this time, we're going to have about 6 or 7, and I'm honest.
Nice.
We've got Kyle, we've got Joe, we've got Ruben, Rosie, Lennon, Mason, Jack. They look like they're going to go and represent the club. So like I said, it started off, I had one at first, it was like the fight. I've got a nice little fight in my juniors.
Love it.
We turn up every day, 5 days.
Do they?
Yeah, they love it.
Hungry then, aren't they?
They work harder than the adults.
Yeah? You've got to give yourself a little bit of credit for that as well, Stano, because that's what you're instilling to them.
I just love it though. So, like my coach Dan, he loves it. So I think it's got to be a special person to do it every day. Because there's so many people who show up and they do amazing and they pack it in. But to carry on doing it,
you can't just play it, can you?
No, you got to love it. You got to love the game.
But it works both ways, and they're kind of the reason. You're the reason why they kind of wake up every day, and the same for you, vice versa, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And we've got a boss community. We all train, respect each other. I've no hard feelings. I don't have the parents in. There's no trouble. Everyone gets on great. Never had a problem with them. And it's a hard thing to do when you're fighting. It's good.
Do you know what, Stano? Thank you very much for your time, my brother.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. And we'll all wait for that announcement. I'm eager to hear about it now, my mate.
It's exciting.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.